Entropiq and Gambit. If you missed day one Entropiq, you missed a bit of a treat here. They played versus Ecstatic. Now, Ecstatic don't play Mirage. I do think that's important to throw it out. Entropiq ran over them. It was no contest.
No.
Keep your eyes out for a guy named Forrester and his lurking capabilities over towards this A site.
Well, that's in the second half, Harry. Right now, it's Gambit starting T side, and they missed the jump. Forrester would love to have been on Bauk for this early B pop, but even though he's not, he's got the jump spot, and Entropiq have the drop. 3 players here. It's a well-read round already. Alien's moving in through the market. Nickelback's been headshot. Forrester gets run down by the Glocks, and Lackey, they just run into his firing line. Oh dear, sawdust in this B bomb site. Oh, Gambit getting churned up. And they're going to try and chase down these short players, unable to stop Lackey, who's on a tear right now. 3 kills, looking to close. They're running down Shiro. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
He can ace you, or 4K at least, and he's going to try his damn hardest. Lackey in the open, and on 1 health wins the fight. Or not 1 health, but 1 shot. It's 4 for Lackey. They just deliver themselves unto him.
It's certainly a promising start, though, right? We promised you a more competitive match here, and Lackey hitting the ground running certainly makes me feel a little more comfortable in that fact.
He was the top performer back on that Entropiq Ecstatic game. Like I said, it was T side you had to worry about, and he was running around on that T side. Forrester lurking out ramp, Lackey being a nuisance in middle. He just wouldn't stop. That was a super exciting game, but it was 12-3 T side, so we'll never know. You know what that CT side could look like. We'll have to wait and see here. And it's only an eco for Gambit, so it should be a quick affair. A couple of early kills on that A site. Now the mid spot, and they're just getting shredded. Simple as that. Hobbit got a deagle, but they're coming. Oh, they're coming.
Yeah, you know, gonna hide in a little hobbit hole. That's where you'll find them. They're very spacious. Hobbit holes.
Hobbit holes. Yeah.
You say hobbit's hole spacious, Hugo? You got to pay the hobbit toll to get inside this hobbit's hole. That's the thing. And now 2 with the deagle.
I thought the deagle scene went really well, Harry.
Did they not learn their lesson the first time around?
Yes. Chill, boys, say Entropiq. Don't throw this one away. Already 2 kills have lightened the economy, but they're only the SMGs. It's worth noting that with this being Entropiq's pick, Gambit chose T-side. They really wanted to flex today. They really wanted to come in big. In general, you don't see T-side picks on any map.
Really
ever nowadays, because it is just, you want to, like, if you, how can I word this?
Go on.
If the going's good and you're CT, you're wrecking, you're flashing peak, special Mirage, going everywhere, you're chasing kills, but you get it out of the way. It's very hard to come back on CT, or at least it can be. And if it's going bad on CT and getting wrecked, you can always go, all right, well, let's flip sides. Now we get to pick. Now we get to choose where we want to go. And that's the effect of swapping over to the T side for the comeback. So, Gambit, this is just a confidence call. This is just believing in your T side. And also maybe it's somewhat based off of that previous Entropiq game where they looked so good in this half, where they were playing with so much disrespect. So, let's see what Gambit have to show for us. Nickelback doesn't know. They're still out lower, but Nafany was blind, so he couldn't get that quick trade. Nickelback's timing is awkward, but he's still going to get out and live. Cat support, Nickelback spotted, and Nafany's got the kill. Even here's that window guy take down Shiro. Oh my god, Hobbit just walking out Palace like it's nobody's business. Does get traded. 3-on-3, and Gambit have a gap on A, but they do not have the bomb.
Yeah, Enters getting out to Tetris, and Axel going on that long rotate to retrieve the bomb. If you lose Inters, you're in a world of problems, Gambit, so he needs to win this next fight, and he will. Forrester caught clearing dead angles. Nafany also on a late lurk through the tunnel. Should be that much more impactful with the attention pulled over towards this A-bomb site. It's all left onto Lackey. Bit of a Mirage guy, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's typing. What are they saying?
Well, I'm sure you couldn't read it anyway, even if you could see it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Creeping, crawling, sneaking, and even stalling. Could try and ninja the bomb. Really could try and ninja the bomb, but you just kind of expect a certain level from Gambit where they aren't going to let you do that, and Inters was still eye on the prize. So out he goes.
What's the name of Russian characters again?
Cyrillic.
Cyrillic, that's the one. I almost said Solariac, and that is that's someone who
you mean
can't
celiac?
Yeah, that's what
Not
I meant.
Celiac.
Yeah,
celiac.
I don't know words. All right.
Celiac. Yeah, it's like gluten, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's gluten.
Yeah, no, it is.
Solariac are people who can't eat celery. They have a bad time. We've all been there. Celiac, Solariac, and now.
Yeah, well, Gambit, all right. They only feast on the blood of their enemies.
Does that have gluten in it? I don't know.
Who cares?
Nickelback. This guy, he's a rootin', tootin', gluten-eating machine. Look at him.
Yeah. Crowd with a start, little ramp pop for Hobbit, doing those A-lugs. You okay?
I just never made that much of an ass myself in what, actually, that's a lie.
That's a complete lie.
Yeah,
you tore your shirt open at Pro League Finals.
I did tear my shirt open. On multiple occasions, only one of them on, that's a lie, 2 of them on camera, but one you'll never know about.
Ooh, naughty.
Here we go. Nafany's hit a nice little timing here. However, Crad is just a little too aware.
Oh, he dead.
Molly will force him out into Shiro, and Shiro gets the trade. Oh, all right. Now there's a little more wind in your sails if you're Gambit. Oh, that's ugly for Axel. Chance to have really taken ownership of this A-bomb site, but with that kill going the way of Entropiq, you thought, but enters the reload and he's run down. Lucky, no respect given.
What the hell was that?
Dude, that was gnarly from Inters. I do like the response from Lucky. I know it didn't go great for everyone else who had tried to run down the last guy, but he keeps that going, because when you get into a 1v1 that quickly from a 1v4, you're expecting a certain level of respect out of your opponent.
Or even just a later rotate, right? But everyone was there. Nickelback scroll wheel. That's how it all began, right? Sick flicks for Inters. And I think someone called it as well. That no, there's another player here. Someone else threw that flash. It wasn't an assist off the kill feed. It was just, you know, the guys we saw didn't have util out. And so, yeah, someone called it, but it was too late. He was running for the bomb. And now just Gambit have had enough. They're pissed. They're running out A, and they've cleared Ninja corner. Crad just gets tapped out by the tech. And Gambit call it off. They slow down. They let those smokes go over. Remember, they have all this util, but they didn't run and execute. You may as well get it out from Tetris. Start bunking it into this A site, and this is a beautiful start for Gambit. They've cleared the only anchor. The rest of Entropiq are now locked out by utility. Just got to worry about CT, but Nickelback only has an SMG. He's going to have to get aggressive if he wants to stop this plant. Smoke coming down from Nickelback. They're going to use it to stick the bomb. Thank you very much. And this AK's got to do the heavy lifting. There's only 2. Nice shot from Inters. Somehow gets away with it. Lucky's maybe forced himself into the bomb site, but Axel has not moved barely off of that plant. His teammate are falling, but they don't know he's still here. Scout tag, now Axel activates. His kill is stolen, but he just plays CT, where he now has cover, he has a gun, and his team are keeping up the pressure. This is such an audacious round for Gambit, and I love the call for them to go cold and go quiet after that first kill.
Oh, you'd love an exit. And you will get one, but the gun's irretrievable for now. Might get blowing your way. There we go, but...
Oh, nice.
Even knocks Hobbit out of the round. All
good
right.
exits. Good exits, but won't make much difference, Harry. Hate to break it to you. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Taxman going to come knocking eventually.
Oh, God, don't remind me.
And Gambit, they've broken that economy. There's bills to pay. There's fines right now for Entropiq, and nothing is fined except for Forrester with that one gun. Oh, smooth moves off the head, but doesn't hit the jump into ladder. Instead now, Elian gets the weapon. What can he do with it? Gambit still spread. We got Axel lurking out Palace right now. He could just walk out and win the round. Gambit got a reset group back at the A site. Crowd attempts his Deeks. His Deeks have been nice today. Oh, hello. Thank you very much. But with Exile dinked, he's going to wait for the support before he commits.
Yeah, leaving nothing to chance in a round like this. Entropiq looking like they just want to try and group mid, get rid of Hobbit, take these guns away. Oh, but okay, never mind. Crowd has just destroyed him, the Deagle. This guy's best friend as he tried to continue in encroaching on top mid. Shiro was there.
Any encroachers listening?
Any encroachies in the chat?
Guess not. Hellian's going to have to save. Oh, hard jump there. Oh, at least he got the AD strafe. I don't know if he would have made it without that, Harry. Pretty difficult.
I know, man. I just think, like, the chat's probably moving so fast. Even if there were encroachers in chat, you wouldn't
even know. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
No one can even see what you're typing. Like, you ever seen how fast these things move? It puts the high-speed train to shame.
Well, Gambit, they're riding the bullet train right now, all the way to victory lane. 3-3, it was a strong start for Entropiq, but once those guns came out, sheesh, you wouldn't believe it.
You seem like a train spotter. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm shooting all the time in Counter-Strike. I need L's. I get them in my pugs.
Well, you know, we're starting to get some big old heroes emerging from Gambit. Of course, Hobbit, one of them, the Queen's Gambit we called him, the heroine of this Gambit esports squad.
Oh.
And you just want more of it, don't you? Here he is. Ooh, it's a little ugly. The molly keeps Lackey in middle. He's got to commit to the jump down, and that actually sends him away from the B site, which is where the play's now coming in. Okay, there's a nice sight hold out of Forrester. He's got a bit of support as well. Oh, he did have support. Now it's still just Forrester, and Axel is so good on these entries. Now Nickelback's come in on a big boy play in through the apartments right away. It's being considered, it's being held, and Axel's cleared the only other extremity here over towards Market. Nades are out. You're going to try and hit the timing, but Inter's just a little quicker, just a little switched on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a messer down mid for Hobbit, but the rest of his team pick it up in B. Very quick exec, and Axel is feeling it right now, right? A lot of long lurking back on the previous map. Didn't really see him, you know, get called into play as much. Didn't really get needed with, you know, Hobbit being as aggressive as he was, with Shiro hitting the AWP shots, especially moving into that CT side. This is a beautiful game out of Gambit right now. And Entropiq, we know that T-half is gnarly on this map, but they need a nice bit of buffer, a nice bit of breathing room in order to show it off. Pistols pushing top mid, and even though Shiro threw his nades, he's actually going to leave. So Entropiq could get info. Hobbit faking it out, and man, he keeps drawing players out of the true objective, that objective being B. Hobbit just dumping util, and then he can leave. And B, well, it's free, losing the name. And Nafany's in the game, headshot to Forrester. But there's nothing Entropiq can do but cope.
Bomb has been planted.
Axel. Dude, I don't know, dude. Sometimes when he clears corners, he just like, it feels like he purposefully isn't looking in the right place just so that he has to go, woo, and he'll always nail it.
Man, the flicks, those feel the best, Harry.
I feel like with AWPers, sometimes you'll know, like, if they're having a rough time,
yeah?
This isn't all the time, but I see some people do it, man. They'll like, it feels like, I don't want to say intentionally go for like harder shots, but they try to hit like some like gnarly, you know, like to help you get your wrists all nice and, you know, wetted to the occasion.
Warm would have worked.
Warm is better. Warm is better. Wetted, not a word actually, as it turns out.
No, soaking.
But you know,
arms.
They call him the moist maker for a reason.
Yeah, dude.
All friends here though on the Gambit side of things, and
see, I remember a Shiro flick.
You need someone before that, though. You need to be like, is it me? Or is Nickelback a bit of a boring player? Like, you see at the end of a game, he has 30 kills.
But try a Shiro flick.
But try a Shiro flick. I remember a Shiro flick.
Yes, yes. Harry, he's got the boiling water out. He's cooking up the pasta as we speak. It's pretty bland, to be honest. British. Now, another gun round here. Entropiq have to do something here. They have to stop Gambit from amassing a streak on the T side. It's going to be a bit of a broken bite. Elliot might have an AWP dropped, it looks like. Oh, yeah, Lucky's thrown it over. So we have that AWP. Better late than never. And Hobbit, never late. Fast into middle. Going to dump his util and bounce again as Gambit keep drawing Entropiq out of the right positions in the map. Axel's even found a pick over on B, and that's only going to help, or at least under. Fast out Palace, knife out for Nafany. Crad, lone defender. Smoke is going to stop this one, but they're still going to run out ramp. And if that ramp player gets the kill, then Inters can captivate inside of this A site. But they're wondering, where the hell has Crad gone? Good flash from Elian. And Crad, he grabs the gold and he gets out.
Dude.
For Gambit, they're going to have to come second.
Whose AK is that?
It's got to be...
Nafany's, right?
No, he died on Tetris.
No, Hobbit died.
That's exactly true.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
No, it was. You were just talking about it like moments ago.
Yeah, there's so many players. 10 names is too many names.
Right, look, Nafany's got good taste. That's apparent. That AK, one of the nicer ones I've seen, and it makes a lot of sense for the golden, breakout period of this Gambit squad. The golden years. Shout out David Bowie one time.
Bowie.
David Bowie.
Got that Bowie knife. But they're trying to kablooey into B right now. Coming up catwalk, flashing over the A site. They've got that corner smoke. 20 seconds, double entry needed. Lackey can just try and lock in right now. Don't give Shiro the pick. He might have to wallbang. He can't wait forever. Lackey's killed the Apps man. There's the repeat that Shiro needed, but that's just not time unless you insta-kill Forrester. What a dirty angle from Forrester. Absolute mountain right now.
This is so freaked out. Where did you just die from, Shiro?
I never saw him.
They're in the walls. Oh, Forrester even looking to close it out. He can't quite take the gun away after time. It would have been nice, but the streak has been stopped. And I mean, Forrester might have stolen the glory there right at the end, but I think it's important to remember the round that Crad had to open it, right? Cancels out the attempted push through Palace, flashed in for a ramp peak. That was a nice return to form for Entropiq. Oh, and a little bit more, perhaps. As the round opens to their favor, Crad is still trying to be a nuisance over here at A. And Gambit, yeah. Oh, no.
Okay, you've got to convert this round now. Like, Gambit, they've done a very good job on this T side, but Entropiq need to close, need to convert, need to win a back-to-back to stop this money just immediately getting crunched by Gambit. And these are, rounds where many teams would give them up. But Gambit just have that faith, they have that confidence, and they have that lead a little bit that will tempt them back into this A site. Crowd tucked in, and it's a nice passive setup across, fire across, default to sandwich. And that molly is a problem. Nickelback has to swing, save his teammate, and Crad needs no saving, needs no assistance. Drop Shiro with a Remes shot. Forrester swinging mid, and Nafany sleeping at the wheel forces Inters to save. If they want that open the follow-up, well, don't have to save. Axel will be able to have money, but he also wants to drop over AK. So keeping that AWP is key here for Inters. Entropiq, a flawless round. That's more like it.
Yeah, that's such a big sigh of relief, right? Because Something that we speak about a lot is how the CT money is very, very punishing. The reason why we say it a lot is because, well, nothing's changed. Why do you think we do it, right? Like, for the Entropiq squad, it's always a problem, and this links into the conversation we had earlier. Oh, hang on a moment. They're trying to take the AWP away, and they even manage that.
Sheesh.
Right, that's nice for Entropiq. Throwing one guy at it, not a problem. 4 alive still. Net positive in that round in terms of the money made. Gambit going to respond with a timeout. And what I was going to say is that the biggest issue you're going to face if you were Entropiq was that you were to grind back into this game up against rifles time and time again. Even in this round now, for example, there's like a hero AWP on Shiro, and Axel's got extra money, right? So he can drop guns over. You can get a couple of AKs here, 3 alongside that AWP. You were always going to have to grind your way through this one up against rifle buy after rifle buy. And as we know, those are the hardest rounds to keep clean. So, you know, the fact that you've managed to get like a 4 alive round while taking everything away from Gambit is huge. It's forced a big reinvestment here. Suddenly the script rather has been flipped around. And it's actually, you know, Entropiq starting to build up a bit of a bank account, starting to keep money for Elian's AWP to keep making appearances in the future as well. And if they win this, Gambit are back into the doldrums. They've got no money left. Suddenly, Entropiq have more chances at clean rounds.
Lovely.
But that's going to go against you. Maybe you weren't expecting this AWP.
Oh.
Shiro's accountant works magic. He's kept enough money for it.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to jump up, but he could have there. He could have found that kill. Not worth the risk. Shiro knew there was another close player. The boost implies that. And Forrest has been going for that a lot, man. So finally going to get locked out. Elian has his all back in window. A late mid take for Gambit could wield something for this AWP. Or yield, rather. It's the AWP that's wielded? One of them.
Yeah, I think it's wielded.
Yeah, but the tense, Harry, is everything, and it's getting pretty tense for Gambit right now. The pressure mounted as they group towards B. Elian's made the read. Road?
Made the read.
He's ridden over to the B bomb site. A little pop flash, but...
Yeah, that's not a flash for a peek. Nope. That's an info flash
right there. Trying to get the AWP off, yeah. Fire a shot. They're going to potentially short split here with Axel up in B, but TopCon smoke to get them there. 28 seconds. It's going to take some serious time. Molly on the ladder as well. Just doing everything to keep Entropiq out. Oh, Crad, he almost went for timing shots there. Elian gets pushed off his angle. Now it's Lackey at the back of B. He's had a great B anchor game so far. And Elian swinging out the market needs a bit of cover. No, he doesn't. 2 kills. Shiro's out. Elian with a missed flick. Hobbit's going to take him down for 10 seconds. If it's a short plant, they never cleared Lackey. He's won the round. Double kill and doesn't even need to fight. Nafany tries to run and Lackey's got him in his sights. AWP saved, doubled up. And Entropiq onto 6. Lovely B-hold for Lackey. They never saw him with Elian throwing himself into the site, looking like that solo B player. And if it was a default plant, Lackey wouldn't have had such a successful round.
No, really, really smart, right? Lackey saying, like, yeah, Elian, mate, you just make the contact. You make the magic happen. I'll win us the round. And exactly as you highlighted, I mean, they never knew it was Lackey and Forrester there early on. They anticipate that AWP was playing it solo. And so now, this little economic swing that we were talking about, well, it's in full effect. If you ever wanted a clean round, this is the time to get it. And that can help establish you for the rest of this first half.
Nice.
Getting a lot more mileage out of Elian's AWP.
Yeah.
And it was needed with how on fire Shiro was looking to start the day.
And how smoked Elian was in that first map as well. He got like 5 kills in the map. He really had a rough time. And, you know, this is a very different game out of him now. A very different look out of Elian. And he started CT AWPing as well back on that map. Remember, Gambit picked T-side here on Mirage. And right now it's fine, but it needs to be better. They've got to win a couple right at the end. 5 is not enough. This is a go-to map for Entropiq. We recently saw this BO5 between Gambit and Entropiq last year at V4 Finals. And that was a final that went to 5 maps. Entropiq took Gambit the distance, right? This is no sleeper team. This team was, you know, top 11, top 12 at a major. Entropiq, they're here for a reason, man. They're invited to Funspark for a reason. Right now, they're taking Gambit the distance on their map pick. 7-5. And the double orb stays for Entropiq. Where does Crad want to go? He's trying to make up his mind. Under peak, Nafany, the flash is perfect timing. Crad's going to fire off, and he's just standing in the open. Orb's not even out, mate. That's a freebie, Nafany.
Yeah, he was smoking the bottom of Con. Caught with the nade out. And even though the smoke comes in, he would have much rather maintained the 5-on-5 or potentially been ready with that orb. Just wasn't expecting the pace, right? It's always risky peeking an AWP there. I think just hoping Nafany was going to give you more respect, more room. This might force other guys to feel like they need to make a bit of a move, a bit of a play here. And Nickelback will deliver the opener. Ooh. It's quickly put back in the advantage of Gambit. Nickelback has called for rotations, and the bomb is on Shiro right now towards ramp. They clear Nickelback, they're going to move into this A bomb site. They know that aggressive ramp man is dead. Forrester can't get it done from CT, and it's left to Elliot. He might be able to catch the bomb crossing. Shiro on the angle, and Elliot attempts to run through, but Shiro's not going to fall for those kind of tricks.
Yeah, Axel and Shiro in those rounds are so impossible to get through. We saw the same one. It was Nickelback, Elian v Axel, Shiro in a 2v2 on Dust, and it was the round where Axel jumped over long, and Shiro took Elian took a shot. And then Shiro just crouch peeks him with the orb. And, so many times you'll see players throw a Molotov and immediately look away as the molly comes in. But, you can't do that. Sometimes CTs will see that Molotov landing as an opportunity to run through, knowing they can beat the timing, only take 1 or 2 ticks of damage, and catch their opponents off guard. Shiro doesn't fall for it. He stays on the angle. And that's so key for Gambit to just guarantee the round. A blind smoke shot would have done wonders there. But instead, Crad, who's looking at the ground not because he has bad crosshair placement, but because he wants to dodge flashes going above the ramp. And also look for feet under the smoke. But he can see nothing. Nothing but smoke. Gambit going for a mid-retake in the late round, or the mid-round rather. But they'll meet Lackey there, who's had enough of waiting. Did they hear that drop? Oh dear, now Nafany's playing anti-flash while Shiro covers with the orb. But it's 2 AWP setups with anti-flash players. Lackey won't get blinded. Will Elian doesn't look like it. Hits his shot. Now Lackey can activate. Shiro, Elian's carrying under Shiro. Doesn't know about this close mid play. Now he's getting run down. Needs a bailout. Inters can't do it. Lackey's low. Shiro's tucked into the corner. And Lackey's going to bail. Just take what you got and escape with it. Or go back for more. Elian's quicker, however. Drops Shiro with the con peek. This is a beautiful round for Entropiq right now. They've read Gambit like a book. And they've sat on the egg in middle. Axel going to bring the bomb to them, and they thank him very much.
You sit on eggs when you read?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
That's why I'm sorry, I'm just confused.
It's just a metaphor. Don't have to look into it that much, Harry.
Just because eggs are involved doesn't make it a metaphor. You know what they say, to make an omelette?
You got to sit on eggs till they break?
You got to crack a couple of eggs, don't you? And in this round, the eggs are a metaphor for Gambit.
Look, Harry, stop holding me to the things I say. AWP saved. And Axel, yep, he's welcomed in. Back in home. Still, 1/2 for Entropiq. They look very good right now. And this is why we see this Mirage pick coming into the series.
Yeah, last round of the half, right? You've got that AWP on Shiro at least. Tech 9, Mac 10, Galil, maybe a bit of a faster round here, a bit of a B pop for the Gambit squad. They're going to lean heavy here early on. Hobbit will first make an effort to clear the lower tunnels, make sure that no info is getting picked up by Entropiq for free, that there's not a wrapping player. There should be more wrapping players. Guys like Boomage got a real future. Yeah. Here's Forrester in the apartments. And okay, that's nice for Inters, completing out a smoke spam, but it's at least reclaimed the 4-on-4. Now you don't want to commit to B. You've lost, the bulk of the push, and you've got Hobbit all the way up con. He's coming on a bit of a mid-lurk here, a bit of a Blame F style mid-lurk as he slowly works this control. He's now going to smoke off jungle. This will give up the element of surprise. And out through ramp. They weren't ready for Nafany, who contacted all the way up. Shiro is dead in the connector, and Lackey, they challenge him together. Now just Elian left alive, him versus Inters in the head-to-head. Still scoped up on short, still waiting. Inters trying to feign the idea that he's crossed into the window himself. He does make it around that AWP. It's been heard by Elian. He knows what's up. He's going to get himself into con, and so there's not a lot of room. Inters wants to fight. You weren't ready for that peek. Elian now looking, and the wall bang!
Right through the middle of default. My goodness, you don't see that land every day, but nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Inters as he gets caught climbing on top of default. And that is a beautiful half out of Entropiq. And their T-side, Harry, their T-side is nasty. We know Gambit, and this team is synonymous with CT comebacks, right? That is all they do. They always go down 10-5, 9-6, and pull back these massive comebacks on CT halves. But right now, they are very reliant on that pistol round. Luckily, they're usually pretty good for it, but even so, Entropiq challenging Gambit, and after a dominant Dust 2 for the Gambit guys, this is reassuring to say the very least.
An all-in A play from the get-go, but dual Berettas on Hobbit. All right. If one guy could get me to believe, it's this one. Hobbit, come on, come on. There's one. Oh, trying to make it 2. Can he make it 2? Have I got a 2? Have I got 1? Oh, it's 2, but can't get any more than that. Nickelback has traded him out. Through the bench smoke comes Anaphany. And it's going to leave Gambit in the 3-on-2 retake. Now, double nades still on Crad and Nickelback. Where do they want to put them? One nade rains out. Good damage to Anaphany. Still another on Nickelback, but he is dead. And that nade never gets used. It's a pistol round for Gambit. And 7 now on the board. They even retrieve the nade. Anaphany goes running for it.
Scavenger hunts, Harry. He grabs his Easter egg.
Well, so something I do think is going to be a little bit problematic. These kind of lurks from Forrester often rely on him just finding gaps, finding timings. You'll see him contact play towards the A site a hell of a lot. I don't know if that's going to work so well against Gambit as it did versus the Ecstatic squad. I think you're going to have your work cut out for you there. I'm excited to see how he manages.
I mean, already in these first couple of rounds, Entropiq are going to be playing very different. Like, that game, they came in on the T side and they just stormed through Ecstatic because they knew they could. They knew they could disrespect. You're not going to get away with disrespect against Gambit. Shiro, he's the disrespector. Finding 3 up middle. Axel helps out, and there are 5 in fact, players mid for Gambit within the first 10 seconds. Everyone is fighting. It's an annoying round to be up against for Entropiq, but at least it's quick. Nothing like the Julie's fighting window. That's a flex. Just trying to get your money in early. Gambit knew that was going to be a full eke, and now the buy comes in for Entropiq. AK's out. Good bit of util. We have the quick spawn smokes as well towards top middle. Mid is just taken. Shiro's going to meet them there. I wonder if that was... Did he buy that? I guess he made a lot of money off those SMGs, so yeah, he did. Entropiq just going for an early map default. Crowd coming in under to join Lackey in mid. There's a window smoke late. Entropiq want to split A. Bomb going to get retrieved. Axel cut out of this round for now. And Shiro, right place, right time. But can he find the right angle as they're coming from 3 separate positions?
Yeah, a little con lurk in for Crad. While Lackey's trying to get up short. Forrester will break the silence first. And Axile, you think you're going to hide yourself away. Oh, they look very cognizant that there could still be this under-polished player, but eventually you might just start to expect, like, why hasn't he peeked yet? There's even flashes to set someone up. Surely there's no one under. That's what they're telling themselves. Shiro getting chased down. No, he shouldn't make this a double. There should be no way in hell. And Nickelback will clear him. Now it's only Anaphany. He's dropped the bomb. Oh, can't quite convert that spray with the MP9.
I think he was
good effort.
I think he was ready to get checked. I would have loved him to hold the shot there after he doesn't get cleared. But, you know, sometimes you're just a panic mode, just shooting the first thing you see. And, yeah, the comms are getting crazy there for Gambit. Poor Shiro couldn't double up. His team told him they were coming, but Really nice bait peeking for Nickelback. Very easy to over-jiggle and get caught by an AWP in that position, especially one of Shiro's caliber. Doesn't often fire early when he's getting wiggled, but even so, Nickelback rather takes him down. And I like that round for Entropiq. Just quick con split, very decisive. They make sure that Gambit aren't playing too heavy on map control middle, and these SMGs aren't pushing or trying to cause problems. And as soon as Entropiq realize they're getting a nice safe round for Gambit playing around the AWP, they just pop through the con smoke and split A with a furious pace. So Gambit back to the drawing board, back to the buy, but lacking the AWP. In doing so, they've even given it to Elian. He's armed, and we already know he's dangerous. We've seen this CT side so far. And Shiro has an AWP, dropped over by Nafany. And Shiro buys just a FAMAS to give back, so no armor. That's one way to trade your weaponry. Nafany setting up his start. Shiro back in CT as Axel makes the jump.
Winters is up on plat. Bloody hell, that was a lot closer than perhaps Elian is ever going to realize. They don't know about this man on platform and the flashes. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's okay. Intez is going to call for some help now. That's nice, though. You know you've done damage and likely forced a double commitment at least into this B side, but hang on a moment. Gambit looking like they're one step ahead of this one. Nafany's already leaving, coming back towards A. Smoke's now going over. Hobbit this time, the man under Palace. The molly.
Oh, lovely.
And the shot from Lackey going to help. There's Forrester finding a lot of impact on these I don't even want to call him lurks. He's always with the team, but just contact Palace plays. Even though Nafany's got one on the swing, he's immediately punished. Shiro's AWP coming back to haunt Gambit in the post plant.
This is such a nice Mirage for Entropiq. They're utilizing mid so well, and Gambit, you know, especially when you have that first domino fall, you can't hold everything at once. They're getting split, really annoying rounds for Entropiq. And, you know, for Gambit, it was very execute heavy on T side, right? Be that sometimes more contact popping out ramp and then laying up smokes, or just, you know, going for B charges with short splits. Right now, Entropiq are just keeping it pretty standard. Fast out A with a con lurk. Elian's, you know, being given space with the AWP to work it as well. Unlucky for Shiro. He's armorless. He thinks he can live a little bit longer in that fight. But Forrester just removes him before Shiro can even get his shot off. 11-8. And Entropiq are really building into this game, looking to take us to Overpass, where this series could get spicy, Harry. It could get shaky. As said, the two maps Entropiq have taken Gambit down on in that final were Mirage and were Overpass. So if this was ever going to be a 2-1 comeback, it is possible. You wouldn't have thought it after you saw how dominant Gambit were on the opening game. But this ain't Dust 2 anymore. Elian's now off the leash, and with a flash, it's going to force a crouch. Oh my god, he goes back. But the scope heard for Hobbit. Doesn't want to reaggress. Lovely.
Oh, yeah. There's the AWP finding the opener here at ramp. That might just entice you to pull everybody around on the Gambit side. They're going to take a bit of a gamble. Move everyone here, and it does look like Entropiq want to commit. There's still this hero M4 saved over from the last round on Axel. Oh, and it's going to secure one at the very, very least. But with him getting tagged, a bit of a reposition out of Hobbit. Gets ahead of the Molotov. They've been throwing that in every single round, so he's more than ready for it. Will they discount him? Crad, will he get out con in time to spot Palace? If Lackey gets USP killed, this could start to get a little bit topsy-turvy.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh god, the USPs in with a double. Suddenly Entropiq are the ones in trouble. They try to clear out Hobbit, they try to best him, but Shiro, there's just so many angles and everybody's fighting all at once. You went from seeing none to everything, all in the blink of an eye. How those couple of kills make all the difference for Gambit, right? They feel that round building up momentum for themselves. They feel it starting to fall apart for Entropiq. And as the numbers start to tip in favor of Gambit, the confidence only grows with that. Everyone's swinging, everyone's fighting.
And the crossfires are really nice, right? That's when you'd love those smokes down for Entropiq. 3 USP kills in that eco. It's Axel to open, and Hobbit, he wanted the gun in Palace. He never needed it. Did great job repositioning post-Molotov to get back under, keeping Entropiq guessing. And look at the result that's had Gambit. This was a buy anyway, but now it's got wheels, it's got legs. You probably only need one. Tell that to a horse and cart. Shiro's got the AWP. Inters is solo B, but Nafany is lurking around, and with mid-control fully locked in, he knows he doesn't need to watch window. He could support that B-bomb site, and in fact, he should support that B-bomb site. Mid-spot clear, and eventually Nafany will have to go back after he's done under. The only reason he's spotting right now is Axel's extremely open to underpass, and he's also baiting for Shiro, who will have to fall off after a shot. Inters, oh, this bad timing. The smoke will do nothing. They're going to go up ahead of it, in front of it, and dropping into the B-bomb site. Inters calling, screaming, begging for help. He's going to try and swing in off his flash. Lackey with a beautiful headshot on the entry. Axel trying to stop the map control getting taken in B, and he's put a lot of damage to the way of Elian. With full grenades and a kit, this should be a retake round for Gambit. It's going to come down to these post-plant crossfires. They're not doing it. Are they calling it off? Damn.
Oh, dude, that's kind of surprising as
Yeah.
well after how many rounds we've seen them attempt.
And they have the backup money.
Yeah, they've got money, full util, kits in play as well. But they call it off. They write this one off. And so Entropiq with a little B-pop, 1 kill,
Wow.
all it takes for that to fall apart. I'm very surprised at the save call from Gambit.
You know, they're playing the long game. I have trust in a team like Gambit when it comes to a CT comeback, and they know the result of, you know, saving their weapons means they have, you know, double buys even if things go wrong here, rather than, you know, if they did go for that and they lost everyone, their rebuy, it probably has the AWP and maybe 2 or 3 M4s. It's fine, but, you know, Gambit are playing the numbers game. They're trying to win. They're not trying to rush the win though. They know Entropiq are a team that deserve a bit of respect, and I think it all comes down to Inters being alone on B and not getting a single kill, even though that was a 4-on-4 thanks to Axile. Gambit just didn't have the numbers in the site, and they knew Entropiq was set up with an AWP in the post plant. So, yeah, you know, surprised, especially with the amount of util, but it's fine for Gambit, just out of position. They're not going to leave B as open again. Good grenade to Kradnelian, and Inters is jump spotting, got to be careful. But look at this early B lean, right? Shiro AWPing market. Short player of Axel. Inter's committed, can play anti. Shiro will tell him when to look away from the wall. Entropiq, though, going to be rerouting from window smoke. Gambit say, you want mid? Have it. And it's a perfect round to make that call. After the BXEC could tempt Entropiq back in, but it doesn't look like it will. Walking out under, going for a con split. Entropiq might be window boosting in this round. Krad just throws the bomb down under. You can always fake it, but Axel absolutely hears that. And now with Nickelback running, I want to see if Gambit make this read, make this rotate, or if they deem it too obvious to believe in. Shiro's already started running back after re-smoking the B apartment, carrying this window boost timing. Shiro will have to be very slow on his rotation because the mid-info is gone, and now it really is gone. Axel mollied off, and up come Entropiq through con.
Yeah, good timing on the con push, right? The molly, perfect to push this mid player off. Shiro gets himself into jungle, but a missed shot to open. Nafany playing ahead of CT. Wants to get involved, but it's Hobbit stealing the limelight. Swinging out on his aggro ramp play. He's come back and he's taken dominion over that A-bomb site.
Yeah, got to save. That's a really nice round for Gambit. Really nice. And Axel swings through that Molotov on short at the end of it, and he gets the opening kill on the con play, not only confirming the play for Entropiq. The Gambit seemed to know what was up anyway, but I love the aggro ramp move with no one lurking out ramp, right? You called it earlier. We see a lot of these Palace plays for Forrester. You know, Hobbit believed he had a bit of space, and he was right in taking it. And that's just a bomb plant denial with a man down already. You got to save your AWP. You got to save with your tail between your legs. So Entropiq, it's awkward on the save because look at the money for Elian and Forrester. Galil's max if they want to drop. And so a quick timeout to not only figure out the money, but what they want to do with it.
Yeah, man. It's going to be awkward either way. I hope they invest, because you're not really looking at much in this next round if you don't. You wouldn't have the cash to buy. I mean, I'm lying there. You would on everyone but Lackey. But it's still going to have limitations. And so, I guess they look at it through the lens of 4 guns on the next, better than the what? I guess 3 they could have had here.
Yeah.
And, the maths does check out.
I'm fine with it. Nothing wrong with the call. As much as how Gambit would save in that 4-on-4 retake round. Entropiq, they're playing the long game. They've got the lead. Don't botch it. Don't blow it. Especially knowing that overpass is a nice pocket pick for the 3rd. Perfect timing on the ramp smoke. Might even force someone to go through it. The one gun lurking lower. Alien's going to be hard-pressed to find impact with this AWP. He's got to hope for Gambit players overfacing, swinging perhaps, but Shiro is just sat back on his angle. Flash should get him off this one, though. Hobbit's killed Crowd up in Palace, and he's got that space. Hobbit's been such a strong anchor. I mean, he is the best CT anchor in the world in this map, it feels like at times. And he's dropped 2 already. Nade is good. Alien is low. Hobbit fights Palace with his back covered, but even he knows that Palace is not to be feared. 30 seconds. Shiro, he sends that up packing. Axel's here to stop it in its tracks, and that's a beautiful shot. 30 seconds, though, you got to hold on.
The game plan, I think, was always to, if you didn't like what you saw at A, just play a long round, get the AWP out of there at the very, very end. It's the way you're going to have one in this follow-up round. And if Nickelback is able to hold on to this M4, then maybe it's good tidings for Entropiq in a round like this.
If only Nickelback had $50 more as well, because he wants to buy Kevlar, but he also wants to drop. This kill actually does have consequences. If Nickelback could get a frag on the way out, that would be so big for him. But instead, he's either got to drop Galil, or Lackey's got to play something bad, or I don't really know what you can do here. It's just finances getting the better of him. At least your in-game lead is going to have utility. But Lackey buying a Galil. And it's just not the prettiest buy given the point in the game and the saves that Entropiq have had to make.
And it's like, that's why a part of me wished maybe they put a bit more money in last. You can still understand why they don't. But missed window smoke as well. When you don't have a lot of util, you can't afford to miss it. You need impact out of everything. And there is impact there. Unfortunately, it's impact against you. Pretty glaring error. Nickelback tagged in middle.
He's dead.
Should be dead on the swing. Axel just collects his free kill from mid. Alien might have been good for the opener in the round, but now just trying to get out of middle with this AWP. Feels like it's cursed at this point. Every round it's been saved into a pretty dominant L caught by Entropiq. Now looking to get Crad out through ramp. Hobbit's seen it. The nade.
Oh, bye-bye, Crad.
Oh, he does get up and past it, and he runs Hobbit down. That's going to give you a lot more room, a lot more breathing room in this A site. And Crad being so low, he's looking for any fight he can get his hands on at this point. Element of surprise is all he's got.
Surprise! I love that. That's such an Axel play. He just runs down the play. He knows not only is health low, but the AWP is going to have too many spots to watch. He already saw the cross, or at least the short player saw Crad cross when he jumped over default. I liked that, pathing to get over the short player, but they never saw Axel in connector, and he just chases the kills. Does not give Entropiq the respect that they want, that they need. And yeah, this is starting to get a little bit spicy for Entropiq. They're running out of rounds. Gambit have maintained a comeback. And now you look at this point in the game, Harry, and you go, thank goodness Gambit saved in that 4-on-4. That's why you have faith in some of the calling from Nafany. Sometimes the decisions are high risk, but they are high reward. And Gambit play the long game so that they always come out on top. Broken money now, just going for A smokes. You're begging for a plant. Under lurk could do something with Shiro. Connector side, but push stuff off of Cat. Axel doesn't relax. Nafany's dropped the bomb, and Shiro's not even needed in connector with Axel that playing this aggressive. Dinked doesn't matter. 13 to 12. The anti-eco is flawless, and this is the Gambit we know and love.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can kind of see that, like, Gambit feel like they have a very good read on the game right now, you know? Whenever it's been these A plays with just set smokes raining over the top, you've often had at least one component of it on that underlurk. As is often the case, but Gambit, you know, really are, like, dialed into that. I don't think it's something that's going to work to tremendous effect to find you this, this room on the con side. The investment's back in. Not to say it still doesn't come with some limitations, right?
You can't think about that now.
Gonna try and get out through ramp, gonna try and be fast on the approach.
Oops.
Oh, that flash a little deeper. It did actually fall at CT.
Yeah. Just panic. He's trying to get out of connector. Look at the space taken by Nickelback towards jungle. Once the molly fades, going to push all the way in. Big flank for Nafany, but Elian's holding it, and it's down to when Nafany starts walking, and he's going to get hurt. He has been hurt. Elian should have the kill. Check the feed. He's got it. Nickelback locking in, rotate. Shiro going to go through the hole, and he gets murdered. Forrester and Elian finish off the round as the AWP doubles back out of ramp, and that was a faster approach to the A play. The quick jungle take a lot of map control, and Gambit did not expect that kind of pacing. With Shiro coming through that murder hole, he did not know how deep Nickelback had gotten. Well, I guess he did because he just killed his window player, but yeah, I thought maybe he would be able to slip the net. No chance. And now back to the drawing board for Gambit. Got to watch out for that quick A. Might see Hobbit once again go back out under Palace, play his typical position, play towards default, stop this from inside of the site. He's doing it alone, and Entropiq are switching it up, putting pressure on B, trying to be loud about it. But they're going to go quiet after this and then recommit, hoping Gambit think this is a fake.
Yeah, they've thrown over this B exec util, right? The McDonald's smokes are in. Handing over towards the short side, but it is just an illusion of a B plate for now. The bomb's still here. And it looks like they just want to late commit to this. And I like that decision, actually, right? We'll talk about it more in just a moment. Gambit only have 2 players here. Inters and Axile. Able to weather the storm, able to hold on. And Elian's brought down pretty low in the process. Desperately looking for a way back in, but Shiro won't let that happen.
That's not an easy shot. You've got to give it to Shiro. Like, he gets perfect peek by Elian with the AWP. And like, Elian's had a far better game here. He's 20 kills deep, 23 stories, top of his team. You know, he's 3-0 in openings, as is Shiro right now in this map. Forrester won't be able to save Nafany's push ramp.
Let's talk that delayed exec.
Yeah, so the smokes go in, the XQ comes in. That does 2 things. One, it forces Gambit to rotate. They pull Shiro out of middle, and he goes to B. It also forces Gambit to dump all their util in fear of a B exec. Then, Entropiq go quiet, and Gambit go, oh, they were faking it. They were faking it. You know what happens? Gambit let their guard down for a second. Shiro rotates back out of market because he doesn't want to be, you know, called into the wrong position. Then Entropiq goes sneaky, and they walk into B. Obviously, Harry, they get mauled. Like, Gambit are ready with good crossfires. Yeah. But the idea there is you hope that Gambit really let their guard down. And yeah, they rotated their AWP out. You got kind of what you wanted, but yeah, Gambit just win every opening fight as you pop through those windows.
And dude, that's one of the things that's so frustrating about this Gambit squad is I feel like even when they're coming into a round with like no utility, or you know, it's like mid-round and there's not really a lot left, they're so on the same page in terms of like knowing who's covering what, who's looking where, how am I going to trade this guy, how are we going to respond to this? Like, I don't know, man, because they're at the point now where like a lot of that isn't even something they're like cognizantly having to plan or think of. It's just instinctual to these guys.
Especially on CT sides where they do their best work.
Yeah. No, it must feel so frustrating because that was a really nice idea for Entropiq, you know, to manipulate the rotates, to bait util. B hold, mate. Just too strong, isn't it?
It also screams a bit desperation, Harry, because nothing's really worked on this T side. They did that one quick A pop after, you know, the double, triple eco force save by that was awful for them. And you know, they know they couldn't do it again. They know they wouldn't get away with it twice, so they try the B pop once more. This time, just way better flashbangs because they don't announce this play with smokes. But Inters drops his own, hides behind the Taco side. Elian behind Shiro, and Forrester follows up. Gotta watch out, Gambit. You can't save this round. This is a retake round through and through, but it might not matter if kills keep coming in. Forrester's found Nafany. There's a low player. Swung on short is Axel, but very low in the process. Hobbit has got to retake from Market, and Elian is tight on this angle. He's going to swing in, and that's an easy frag, leaving Hobbit in a clutch.
And as long as you don't give him a reason to go for this, he should just be left saving. Right, he keeps holding on, hoping that someone gives him that invitation back into the clutch. But Hobbit knows better. Hobbit knows when a round sailed by.
Thank you very much. And Elian trades. Elian's clean, man. Doesn't need the AWP, but he'll take it anyway. And Entropiq are taking Gambit the distance. 30 rounds guaranteed, maybe overtime, and hell, maybe even a third map.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is still a very important round here, right? Like, look at the money for both teams. No one's looking very well off in this situation. So whoever wins this round has a great chance to close it out at 16-14. It's not one of these ones where you're still going to be running into an armada of guns cobbled together, right? This next one's going to feel very bare bones for the losing team.
Brilliant calling from Nickelback here. The flash in mid completely destroyed Axel. It's a very common trick that he does. The spawn baited him in. Gambit seem to have read it, though. They've gone for that early B rotate. Dropping nades, can't fiddle around with util. You just don't have time. They're jumping out. There's just no warning. And Krad doubles up with the entry. Here's the difference between these last two B takes, right? The first one with the smokes and the recommit, that's announced. That's loud. Gambit know it's coming. The next, the Entropiq actually win, the 14th round they pick up, that is just one smoke and two flashes, but the flashes come first, and Gambit don't get the warning. They're still trading nades. There's mollies in their hands right there, and Krad jumps out the window with one flashbang and wrecks Gambit's defense on B. They knew it was coming, just not that quick. 14, now 15, and Shiro needs the save. Missed shot, the AWP is gone, and Hobbit needs this. Everything they can get. Entropiq will throw themselves into fights, but it doesn't matter. More are coming.
Yeah, he's still in a really rough way.
Careful, Elian. That's the AWP. He doesn't have one. Nickelback has to play like no helmet and he won't. He refuses. I need my rifle. I need my nades. Elian's throwing away his AWP. Not worth. Absolutely not worth. But honestly, this rifling to be the last couple of rounds, like the rounds that Entropiq have won, have been quick executes. If anything, this could be a blessing in disguise. But at least it's a round you know Gambit will have to retake in a post-plant. Yeah, it's not one they have a kit in.
Dude, someone like Nafany's a smart guy, though. He's likely going to be ready for a lack of AWP presence. Shiro is trapped fighting middle. He's stuck here to the very end, and as they try to dig themselves out of this hole, they've only gone deeper in.
Ouch.
Shiro dead in lower. Inters and Hobbit, 2 on 4. Info gained for Inters. He's now aware of the short commit. He's calling for Hobbit to rotate over and trying his best to hide in this smoke at apartments. Where has this man gone? Molly on Nickelback going to force a repos out of Inters, and now he's got no choice but to fight forward. Shot in the back. It's all left on Hobbit. 1v4, and Entropiq just 1 kill away. The man they couldn't find at the end of that last round. Well, now they've got to. Now it's their destiny to take us to a third, to take us to overpass. And with the swing, first shot's clean, but the trade is immediate. Elian with 3 on the back of that AK. You said it might be a blessing in disguise, and it looks like you were right, Hugo.
Maybe, man. Especially with that call to just swing out middle, something that Entropiq had not done all half as well. I love that change up at the end for Entropiq, right? They were running these really slow, like respectful rounds, these executes on A that weren't really working,